Welcome to another session of microengineering. In today's session, we will be discussing terminations. To start with termination, the first component we use is phase shifter. Function of phase shifter is to give a phase shift of maybe 45 degrees or 180 degrees or 90 degrees depending upon the applications. We have used a rotatory phase shifter over here. Now, how do I use a rotatory phase shifter? Is that first of all, we are using a rectangular to circular transition. How do I know that? This is a rectangular box and this is a circular transition being used over here. Here again a rectangular at the rear end, a rectangular, circular to rectangular transition is used. Remember, rectangular to circular and circular to rectangular transitions are used to avoid reflection losses. TE10 wave enters the phase shifter and this continues to propagate till it reaches the quarter wave plate. The function of quarter wave plate over here, which is being kept at 45 degrees twist, is because so that it can convert the wave into right hand circular polarized. This is right hand circular polarized. The function of this arrangement is to give a phase shift of total 90 degrees by this arrangement. This arrangement is allowed to pass through a ferrite rod which is been present in a longitudinal fashion. This is a longitudinal arrangement and this is a ferrite rod because a ferrite rod with the help of a solenoid we have kept it over here. This thing which you can see is a solenoid being kept over here. This is just to make sure that the signal which is passing you are going to maintain that RHCP, meaning that if you want additional phase shift of 180 degrees more can be given to this wave by arranging the movement of this magnetic coil. This signal is for after this transition has taken place, the signal has to return back to linear polarization because the signal initially was linearly polarized. You had TE10 which you converted into RHCP, that is right hand circular polarized. Now this RHCP after getting a phase shift of 90 degrees has to return back to linear polarized wave. So that function is done by this quarter wave plate and this will make sure that it is returning back to linear polarization and the signal will be returned back in the form of TE10 wave, as you can see by the red color arrow which I am drawn, and the signal will be coming out. So this is type of arrangement is called as a rotatory phase shifter. The same explanation about the rotatory phase shifter which is taken from Colleen book has been explained in this slide also. In this session, we will be discussing about the attenuator. Attenuator, this is again a rotatory type of an attenuator. In this attenuator construction, it is similar to a phase shifter. We have got a rectangular to circular transition at the front end. Then we have the circular to rectangular transition at the rear end. I hope you know by looking at isolator, gyrator and phase shifter, this type of arrangement of taper transitions is to avoid reflection losses. But in comparison to your phase shifter which you studied just now, attenuator will have resistive cards present at the front and rear end. These are the resistive cards. Function of resistive cards are, I hope you remember, whenever signal is in a direction perpendicular, signal will be allowed to pass through. Suppose the signal is in a direction parallel to the resistive card, the signal will be absorbed by the resistive card. So what we will do is that a TE10 signal will be allowed to pass through the rectangular waveguide over here. It will pass through over here, get converted to TE11, dominant mode of circular waveguide. And this resistive card, since the electric field is in a direction perpendicular, will be allowed to pass through. By the time it comes to this circular waveguide thing will be in a rotating phase. As a result, how much amount of attenuation does the application demand, that much by that much amount that circular transition will take place, meaning the circular waveguide will be allowed to move. Hence, that much part which is parallel to the resistive card will be absorbed and the remaining part will be allowed to pass through. In addition to that, if you want extra attenuation, that is also taken care by the resistive card placed at the rear end at the circular to rectangular transition. Hence, this type of attenuation is called as a rotatory type of attenuator because of the circular waveguide which is going to have a rotatory motion at the center. Thank you. This explanation about the rotatory attenuator has been taken from Robert Colleen book, Microengineering by Robert Colleen book. The same explanation about the resistive cards has been explained in a very simple manner in this book. Thank you. The last type of terminations which we used in this microwave chapter is called as terminations. There are various forms of terminations which you can use. The first form of terminations we say is normally a match termination. How does a match termination look in the lab? It's like a simple rectangular block, and inside this rectangular block, inside you will see a tapered type of a body being kept along the length of the waveguide. Now this surprising thing is that the color of this body is always black. Black always absorbs a lot of heat, as a result of which microwave, when they are working, it generates a lot of amount of heat. So what we do is that matched load means something which is made up of a black body which will absorb all the radiations. Depending upon the construction of that black body, or you can say the perfectly absorbing body, the black body can be either along the entire breadth, can you see over here according to this construction, or it can be a portion of it in the breadth and goes on increasing along the length. There are different ways of which having the placement of this black body. Please note, wedge type of face, this is called as a wedge type of construction is preferred because it will always allow the minimize the reflection losses. There are other type of terminations like using a simple short circuit. Simple short circuit means we are going to use copper blocks, and those copper blocks are tried to be kept snug fit inside the waveguide. That can be of two shapes. One can be a taller one like this, and a small block also being kept here. Small block being kept over here. The function over here, when we are trying to have such type of construction of a short circuit, the problem that people normally face was that this type of block does not get snug fit. Snug fit means we cannot afford to have any space between the two. Cannot have a snug fit over here. Otherwise, what happens? There is always a phase difference between the physical short circuit and the electrical short circuit. I hope you understand this, because we always have a physical length and an electrical length, right? L is just called as a length, but when it is electrical length, we say it as beta L. So like that, we have a physical short circuit and an electrical short circuit. So the simple construction to have a short piece of a copper being snug fit inside a waveguide along with two different pieces of coppers. Thank you. This is the explanation for the various type of terminations. Please note this explanation we have taken from Robert Colleen book, Microwave Engineering by Robert Colleen. Thank you.